On today's episode, we have Ciara, the owner of Young Nails, and we will talk about how she started her business and what she is doing today. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for coming on, Ciara.
Thank you.
So for anybody who's listening and doesn't know who you are or what you do, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, okay. So I'm Ciara. I work with and for Young Nails Ireland. So it's a family-run business. We do all sorts of nail courses, and we've been in business now in Ireland for like over 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. I think you were probably the first nail company or business that I noticed.
Yeah.
I think there was probably only 3 when I started.
Yeah, we are. We've been around a while. It's actually an American-based company, but we have the distribution for Ireland, and it was actually my dad who started it, I suppose, all those years ago, which was a bit mental because my mum was a cleaner and my dad was just a bit of an entrepreneur, I suppose, and he came home and I think it was like, it could have been £500 or something at the time, and he came into the house and he was like, I'm at to buying these nail products for £500, and I think my man nearly killed him to say, you've had to spend our savings on like nail products. I'm a cleaner. None of us knew anything about it, and it literally started in the kitchen and it just grew. And
That's mad that that's the way, like...
That's how it started, yeah. My dad actually met Greg and Abib are 2 brothers, and they own Young Nails, and their mum's name is Young, and that's where Young Nails comes from. And he met Greg at one of the trade shows. So my dad used to go to those trade shows and stuff years ago, and got chatting to him. Greg obviously gave him the spiel. I have like all these products and I don't have anyone for Ireland. And yeah, that was it. It was in our kitchen.
That's mad. That's so good. Like,
yeah, so that's
especially
how it all
for
started.
him to do it. I thought it'd be like the other way, like say it would be your mum or something.
Absolutely, yeah. It's so everyone does be like, how did that even happen? So he would have worked he was like a hairdresser back in the early days, and then he would have started doing like salon fit outs and stuff like that. And he was kind of always around like that industry, the beauty industry, salons, things like that. So we'd always be going to the shows, and that's how we met him, and that's how it happened, yeah.
And I think I was asking you that earlier on. Do you have any salons now, or is it just mostly based and focused on courses?
So we're based in Blanchardstown, and we have a shop and an academy there, and we do all of our courses. So we don't have an actual salon. Like we supply to salons and things like that, but our main, I suppose, focus and my main job is I work in the shop and the training room and the training academy, and we've got another 2 educators, and we kind of doing courses pretty much like a couple of days a week, every single week. So yeah, it's been great.
It's unreal, yeah. And what type of, are you mostly just nail courses, is it?
Just nail courses. So like gel nails, acrylic nails, gel polish, builder in a bottle, nail art, e-file, anything kind of to do with nails we do, but that's all we do out there is just the nails.
Yeah, I feel like the biab,
yeah,
the builder in a bottle,
it's like huge.
It's crazy, yeah.
It's just taken over. So yeah, we have all that there, and that's probably one of our biggest selling products and courses at the moment now.
Yeah, even like I'll do treatment, and every single client that comes in now, really even do any acrylics anymore.
Yeah.
It's just biab.
Yeah, we'd be the same.
Yeah.
We can't, like, I literally can't keep on the shelves. I feel like we keep running out, and I'm ordering more, but it's like I can't keep up with the demand sometimes. But it's brilliant. It wears so well. It's so good on the natural nails. It's just, yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah, that's what I normally got acrylics.
Right.
And I was like, I'll switch to biab.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm like, obviously acrylic is meant to be stronger.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm real heavy handed, like, and you know, I'm stressed probably a bit.
Yeah, you're picking and biting. Yeah, I do that myself.
And to be honest, these have actually probably lasted me better than acrylics, the biab.
Yeah, now even one of the girls in work, she usually gets like, say, hard gels on her nails and then gel polish, and she's just using like our keratin fibre gel, which is the same thing. And she's like, Ciara, they're stronger. They feel stronger than what gel did. So
I'm picking at them and they're like lifting, but they're not snapping.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know. I'm a picker as well, but I love me length. So I always have
Yeah,
long nails, so I would normally go for probably acrylics. But I'm gonna do a little. Take them all off, start it, and see my nails grow and do the whole process just to see what it's like on me. But I do acrylic. I'm probably more of an acrylic girl myself. I like my nails long.
And as you mentioned that you have other girls training and teaching courses for you, how did you go about that? And
so Aoife would be our head educator, and she would have actually done a course with us back years and years ago. I probably might have been actually working there at the time. My other sister would have been working there, and she done a course with us, and then she was just amazing, and then trained her up, and kind of after that she started getting into the education. We done loads of in-house training with Greg and a Babe and all them who own Young Nails, and she's been with us ever since. I think she's probably going to be correct me on this, but I think she could be coming up to the nearly the 20 years with us. She was only maybe
a year,
a year or two after we started, and she's been with us ever since. And then our other educator is again someone who trained with us years ago. She's a really busy nail tech. She's the nail nerd, and Jen, and she's now working with us the last about year, just because things had got so busy. So she jumped on board to help us, and that's where the two of them came from.
And would you teach in colleges as well, or are you just mostly based in the training academy in Blanchard?
We do. A majority of our training would be in Blanchardstown, but we do college days, and we have colleges that would get kits from us, that even if we don't actually do the training ourselves, but they come out and they would get purchase kits from us. So we're definitely in all the colleges as well. Well, not all the colleges, but we've got a few there. And then we've got a couple of, we're kind of actually going to start trying to branch out and get educators in further out in Ireland, because obviously our main thing is Dublin, so not a lot of people from Cork or Galway or places like that would be travelling because it's quite far. So we're actually going to be on the lookout now to be getting educators in kind of those areas that are a little bit further away, so we can offer the courses there as well.
That's all. I don't feel like there's a lot of people doing courses outside of Dublin.
No.
I had a girl the other day, I think it was last week. She was from Donegal, I think it was, 4 hours in the car, and I was just like, oh my God. And I was there dreading to get in my car and drive 15 minutes up the road.
Yeah, no, see, that's just us because we're from Dublin, and we just think driving here 20 minutes is far for us, but for them it's probably not. But I think it depends. If it's a 1-day course, they don't mind travelling up. If it's something like our beginner classes and it's 3 days or more, it kind of means if to travel 1 day a week for a few weeks, it just wouldn't suit. So branching out into other counties is our next little goal, to kind of have someone representing Young Nails in every county would be the goal.
And so sorry, I think I asked you that earlier on. So you've done some of the shows at the beauty show, didn't you?
Yeah.
And did you enjoy the process, or?
It can be stressful. You probably know now because you're kind of getting into it. They're definitely worth it, especially for starting up. I think you have to be at the shows.
It's advertisements.
Absolutely. Get your name out there, let people know. But we would have done them if we're in business 21 or 22 years or whatever it is. We probably done them for 15 years straight. And we done 2 shows a year.
Oh yeah, stop. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I was just would I do it again?
So you know yourself. It's stressful, it's expensive, but I think it's part of the process when you're starting a business. I do think it's worth doing it. Keep your online presence, but also do your shows. And but we haven't done them in a little while, but we definitely did our fair share of them. We've done them for so long.
And you mentioned that your sister worked with you as well. Does she do beauty as well, does she?
Yeah, so we're all into something, I suppose. So my dad would have originally started. My sister Janice is older than me, so she would have kind of ran the business then. And then when I got out of school, I jumped in. But she's still there in the background, but she actually has her own brand. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called Perky's Tape.
No.
It's like a boob tape, basically.
Oh, no way.
And so she's kind of created that. So she's got that going on. And then my brother as well, I suppose he's like another entrepreneur. He has his own business. He owns Easy Locks.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's unreal.
So that's him. So
They're
that's
very
Shane.
big as well. Yeah,
that's been big. So I suppose, and my dad had a little, I suppose, hand to play in everything. He helps us kind of out with everything. He's quite, you know, when when I was kind of doing that course that we were talking about as well, we'll probably chat about it in a minute, but I felt like when I used to read things, it really reminds me of me dad, because like it'd be, you know, the way it's about being, I suppose, risk taking, fearless, like just that's what he's like. He has no fear, where I'd be a bit more cautious, like, oh no, I'm afraid to spend that in case this happens, or I'm afraid to do this, where he was always like, give it a go, try it out. So he's helped us all along the way, and it's all been paying off. So
that's all. I feel like it's once someone in the family or someone that you know does it, then it kind of shows you that like it's possible, and like
absolutely,
definitely,
it gives you the little bit, that extra bit of courage. But so now we're all grafters. All the family kind of work within the business. So like me and Janice kind of work together, and then my other two sisters, Shane, and then my youngest sister, she's in and out of college, but she's in the business as well. So between, like, we have a hair salon, not a nail salon, between the salon, Easy Locks, Perky's, Young Nails, we're all
I'd
kind
say
of
are all mad. Mad busy, like.
Yeah, we are kind of,
it's probably hard to even get together.
Yeah, it's funny when you kind of work with family, because I suppose it's hard to be like, you know, be real business and then be like family. But
I'd say, like, when you actually, you know, when you say something to someone, like, as in like you're stressing about with your business, other people might not understand, where someone who actually has a business, or it's like finance or whatever it is, you feel like they understand you more.
We're all kind of on like a common ground sort of thing. But I wouldn't change for the world. Like, I love it, that, because some people are like, oh, there's no way I could work with my sisters or my family, we'd all kill each other or whatever. But
we're not like that. All is like, say,
not on top of each other.
Yous are all like have his own businesses and stuff like that. So
now it's been brilliant. Like, just, it's mad, because sometimes it'd be like, people like, what would you have done if, you know, your dad didn't meet that fella all those years ago? I'm like, I don't know, because I just don't know anything else. And I just love, like,
you probably would have done something else.
Could have been like totally different. I don't know, but it's all I know. I've been doing it since I used to do like nails and be practicing nails and doing course now when I was in school, and then now I've been doing it like, my God, I don't even know how many years. I don't even want to count it up, because I'm out of school that long. But literally, like, that's
all you've known.
It's all I've known, and I just love it. Still love it to this day.
Yeah, that's literally like me. Like, that's what I'd be saying. If I had to do something else, I wouldn't know what to do. No. I started in school as well, and that's what I'm like. Had to look. I think I was applying for something, and I needed my CV, like, and I got it out, and I was just like, there's actually nothing even on that.
No, I wouldn't. That's what, like, I've never really even had to do an interview, like a proper interview for a job or anything. So no, very lucky, definitely very lucky.
I think I've done one interview, which was with Crow Park when I was younger. I think I was like 14.
Okay, so that's like, and
they took everybody on. So
so it was easy. No, so it's been like, I just love it. Work never feels like work, and I feel like after doing that course, and like, I really just appreciated kind of, you know, just everything. Like I always loved my job, but I think more when I looked at it, I was like, I love going to work. It doesn't feel like work, you know. And I think work should feel like that. I know it's stressful, and there's times things happen, and you know,
but when you love what you do, and
it just makes it easier.
And then when you're self-employed as well.
And you've got that little bit more freedom as well. So no, it's been deadly. So for anyone who actually doesn't know, me and Ciara done a, what would I call it, not a course. It was a 6-month program thinking into results with Bob Proctor, with Joseph Coslow. I'm pronouncing his name right. And it was really all about mindset, isn't it? And I think it was really good. So I definitely recommend it. Absolutely, I would as well. I think on a business level, it definitely helped me. Just the way I think before I started the program, I just done my 9 to 5, went home, and kind of that was it. where I feel like since doing the program, like, right, what can I do in this 9 to 5 to make things busier, to make things better? That's going to help the family business, but also me. Like, what can I get out of it? And like, you know, and what, like, just to make it better. And then for the program as well, I think, like, just my own mindset, being more grateful for everything. And
I feel like it's made me more happier or something.
Oh my God,
because I am
absolutely
appreciating everything. I'm feeling grateful for everything that I have. And even something like simple as like, we're the first time I ever heard of like, you know, like say an example of what you could be grateful for. I seen it written down somewhere and I was like, oh, like the sun. And I used to be laughing at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the sun, what? Like right now it's kind of like you actually do be.
Yeah, you just be grateful for, like, I think sometimes you get bogged down on things, say, you don't have, where you should be waking up and going, I'm happy, I've got like a nice house, I've got my car, like even things that you're just never grateful for because you just like get into your car, you don't even think about it, but it's like, well, I'm happy today that I have my car, I'm going to work, I like my job, you know, it definitely did change my mindset to be, I would have said I was happy and positive.
You feel like you have everything that you need. What else could you possibly need?
Yeah, and everything after that's a bonus. But at the same time, because I think you're in a good mindset and you're pushing forward, you're actually getting more of the things that you do want, just because you're actually grateful for what you already have. If that makes
where
sense.
If you were negative and down and upset and everything else, we just kind of
now
like a domino effect, like.
Yeah, and with the program, with like Joe Costello's group and stuff like that, definitely like some weird things kind of happened. I felt like, you know, like, I don't know, I could have been like trying to manifest something or like thinking about something, and then like I could go into work and I'd get a phone call and it'd be like a college and they'd ask like order loads of kits off me, and I'd be just like, that was a bit weird. Like I was like, you know, thinking about this or hoping I'd get busier with course, and then the odd strange thing like used to happen like that, and then like a little
manifesting it.
Yeah, manifesting it now. Like, and I know it sounds, sometimes you kind of, it's a bit cheesy or it's a bit cringy or whatever, but I totally believe it. I absolutely do believe it.
Because if you're thinking about something all the time, you're kind of working towards it. Like, you're doing something to achieve that goal. Yeah. Where if you didn't say like thought about something and then you just forgot about it, you wouldn't be.
Yeah, no, you're just you're focused, I suppose. But yeah, the group, I suppose that's where we've crossed paths. It was just like,
that's what I have. Probably shouldn't be saying this now, but have Gary from the
chat. So I would have just finished. You're giving them a little exclusive who's coming on. I would have just kind of finished as yous were kind of starting. I think my last couple of weeks was there, but I was on a couple of Zooms that he was there, and he seems
he's real motivational.
Oh my God, he's such a character.
Every time I done any meditation classes or anything that I was on, he was just there. He was always there.
Yeah.
I feel like he was very committed, 110% into it. That's what I was like, that's what I was saying to you earlier on. Like the last couple of months, I kind of started like, you know, kind of
drifting a little bit.
And then I kind of regret that at the end.
Yeah.
So I feel like he is
100%.
Yeah, I feel like he got the most out of it. Yeah. You know?
I did feel like times I probably, like I feel like it was so worth it. There's a couple of things that I kind of envisioned that have happened, but I feel like if I was as committed as we were supposed to be, I think some of my goals would have been here quicker. They're on the way and I'm happy and I'm like, and even honestly, even if one goal wasn't achieved, I think my own personal gain from it, like just how I look at things and my own mindset, it was worth it. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I don't, to be honest, like if it wasn't for the program, I don't think I would be doing this right now. No. Or like that's something this year to launch online courses, and I was
it's amazing.
You know, I had loads of stuff like goals that I wanted to do and achieve, and then I just kept being like, oh no.
Yeah, putting it to the side.
Yeah, you just have it there. But then I remember like being on a Zoom with Joe, and he was just kind of like, right, book a videographer next week, and I was like,
yeah,
it's happening.
Yeah, no, he just kind of pushes it.
Yeah,
no, it was the same for me. And then I suppose, you're doing this podcast, which is amazing. And I probably would have been quick to say no, but I feel like from doing the group, I was like, no, you should step out your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
As I said, so when I seen your message come in, I was like, no, I'm going to do it. Even though I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I was like, no, I'm going to do it because that's what it's all about. You have to push yourself a little bit if you want to get things done. And
it's the first time, like, of doing, I feel like over the last year or the last while or whatever, I feel like I've noticed, like, the first time you do anything is like, you're so nervous.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's just like,
yeah, you get
like
used
getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you just have to keep doing it. It is that. You just have to keep doing it. I'd be signing up for all podcasts now.
Be starting your own now next week.
No. But no, it's definitely that as well with the course. He's definitely like made me be, well, not him. It's like you give credit to the course, but you're actually doing it yourself.
Yeah, and realising everything yourself. Yeah.
But it definitely has made me more confident in things, and just be like, Ciara, this is for your business, this is for your goals. If you want it, then do it.
Yeah.
Like, where I might be like, oh, I'm afraid to do that, or I don't know if I want to do that, or whatever. Where now I'm a bit like, no, I'm going to do it because it's going to help me get me goals quicker, or me goals at all, maybe, you know.
Yeah, and so did you say you don't have any salons now? Do you have a hairdresser's days?
Yeah, so that would be like me brothers. So my main thing I suppose I work with would be the school and the shop, and just kind of general kind of managing that. But yeah, my other family members, they work in the salon. So do we have an Easy Lock salon in town in Wellington Quay? It's just like Temple Bar area. So that would be a salon, but that's more kind of on the hair side of things, not the nail side of things. But it's all family business.
Yeah, it all kind of goes in with each other. Like, it's all beauty.
Oh yeah, and we all support each other in everything that we do. It's like, and on Facebook or Instagram, like, well, you make sure you like that, and I'll like this, and you share this, and I'll share that.
Is our own group chat now?
Yeah,
like an accountability group chat.
Trying to do it all, like, just supporting each other. So yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. I'd say, like, it probably is easier. Like, you literally all understand each other. Like,
yeah, and
especially probably with, like, I feel like sometimes people don't understand when you're kind of like, oh, I don't have time to do this, or like, I'm busy or whatever.
Yeah, and then I think sometimes they only see the good side of business. Like, they think, oh, you've your own business, you know, nearly like, oh, life's so easy, because they don't see all the behind the scenes and how stressful it can get, or if.
Yeah, you don't have a 9 to 5. It's literally 24/7.
Yeah, it doesn't really stop. And as much as you have a little bit of flexibility with time, and maybe not so much a boss on top of you, but sometimes I have thought, oh God, would a 9 to 5 be easier? Just
definitely,
just working somewhere and you just work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. But no, that's not what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I'd say when people are working a 9 to 5, they literally go home and probably switch off.
Yeah.
Where, like, that's
you don't switch off.
I'll leave the salon or I'll leave a course. I'm like, right, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because
like emails or kind of thing. Yeah, I think this year we've actually taken Aoife, who's our educator. She does a little bit like more days for us, which has freed up a bit more time. And a lot of that used to happen in the group. I'd find, like, you know, Joe
delegating.
Yeah. And I would have struggled with that. I would have just been like, oh no, I'll jump up, I'll do it. Or oh no, I'll ring them, I'll email them. And where now I have kind of pushed some of the jobs around. And it's also like, sometimes people are better than you at certain things if they're a bit more skilled in that. So sometimes you have to be like, yeah, I'll get them to do it because they know what they're doing. So yeah, sometimes you have to learn how to kind of give the jobs. If you can, if you're in a position that you can kind of give them across to people, I would, because otherwise you'd just be working. You
can't do everything yourself.
You just can't.
I felt like I struggled with that as well, like delegating. Like, I just kept thinking, oh, they'll do that wrong. I'll just do it myself. And then when I actually gave, like, stuff to do to the girls, it was grand. I was just kind of like, right, so I don't have to do that.
No, that's it. You're just afraid. I think it's natural to be a bit afraid of change, and then you're so precious. You've worked so, like, your business is so precious. You've worked so hard for it, and you've got it to a certain stage or a standard, so you're kind of afraid to give it to someone else or these jobs in case something goes wrong. But, like,
because you feel like you're going to do it better, so you might as well just do it yourself.
But now, like, sometimes they can do it just as good as you, if not better. If not better, if that's their area, if they're good at it. And me and you can kind of concentrate on things then that you're just leaving. Where I used to find that sometimes I'd go into work and I'd be like, right, I have to do this and this and this and this, and I do the day-to-day instead of getting someone else to do it. And then I'd be like, you never got onto those like educators potential in those, say, counties, or you never, and I'm like, Ciara, you've actually done the shelves, the orders, the cleaning around when you should have been on those emails. Things that would make you maybe more money or make the business more successful.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Where you're too busy in the day-to-day and you're not actually looking at, right, how can I promote my courses? How can I do this? So now that I've delegated a little bit more, it means it's freeing up my brain that I can think about more, I suppose, the goal for the business instead of just being stuck in the day-to-day kind of things.
That's all I remember during the program. It was like pick 3 goal achieving tasks out of a list of tasks that you need to do.
Yeah,
so I feel like
I remember all that.
So I feel like that's kind of in my head now. And then I'm the same as you. Like there's a list of things to be doing, and I'm like, I'll end up doing things that I'm like, I could have probably passed to somebody else and done something else, like a goal achieving activity.
Yeah,
and then comes to the end of the day, I'm like, actually didn't do anything that was the most important, or like picking what's priority on your tasks, you know.
But I suppose it's hard to pick the priority when the day-to-days have to be done, and if you don't have someone there to help, like if you go in, you have to do the day-to-days first before, so then that's what I used to find, then you're doing a lot of that at home on the couch and you're on your phone or you're on your laptop, so you're doing the jobs really you should have got done that day on your, I suppose, your working hours. You're doing them in the evenings then. It's like delegating the work has definitely been something that we've only kind of done recently, but it does help. It definitely does help.
Yeah, I feel it's getting used to it, isn't it? Like,
yeah, definitely. And so with the course, I suppose I think it's about a year ago since I've done it now, which feels mad because.
So do you not teach anymore?
No, I mean, sorry, Joe Costello's course. I think it's about like a year ago now, but I feel
has it been that long? I'm like, am I?
No,
probably
so
6 months. I'm probably out.
Yeah, so I done it. I think it would have been March last year. I think I started, so I'm out of it a good few months. But loads of things have changed and happened even since doing that. Yeah. But actually, that you said about the training courses, I don't do a lot of them anymore, because we've 2 girls now. On board, they kind of look after a lot of the courses. The only time I would kind of jump in is if I'm covering holidays, or if there's a particular course that's quite busy and we feel like we need a couple more educators kind of on board, I would help. So now I'm kind of very much just managing everything now, which like I love, and then that's given me even a bit more freedom because I'm not, I suppose, scheduled for certain days for certain courses, and 2 girls are brilliant at what they do.
Yeah, that's what my next goal is, probably to stop teaching on Sundays.
Yeah.
I feel like they're the busiest day.
Yeah, it's the best because if they work in a salon, they're off, and if they work midweek. So yeah, Sundays would be our busiest days, and I used to hate doing the Sundays as well. But yeah, so you need to try see what you can do. That could be your goal, get out of the Sundays, or someone. Yeah. Even if you have someone,
like they're just so busy, I'm just kind of like,
You don't
because I really go out anyway, so I actually half the time I don't mind it, but then if something comes up last minute, I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't like.
Yeah, because
I don't like the beauty show. That's why I'm like, right, I have to plan out the course dates now, because I see most of selling your courses then at the beauty show. I'm like, I have to plan out my life now until the new year.
Yeah, no, I know.
And give up on me Sundays.
Yeah, that's tough because Sunday work, even though when you're in there you probably love it and it's
you don't mind. It's just
it's the thought of it sometimes. It's the thought of the Saturday night you kind of are thinking about, I have to get up now, I'll have to get up, I'll have to do this. But I do remember anytime I did work Sundays or do work Sundays, once I'm in there I love it. I feel like I could be there all day. But it's just the thought of Sunday work that's just
I'd be texting the girls and I'm like, right, are you going out this weekend for your birthday? And they're like, it's in 2 months, Demi. And I'm like, you don't get it.
You have to start plan. Now it is hard. I think for people that's not in business, they're quick to judge from the outside. They really don't know all the ins and outs of it.
You're not working like 2 hours a day.
No, it's a lot more than that.
And did you ever do anything else other than nails, or?
No, not like I would have done spray tan and things like that, but no, I've not really, just everything nails, I suppose. I done like me
there is a lot to nails as
well. I done like me eye tech, and then I would have went, I don't know, a week-long course actually in America. So Young Nails in America, they do it's called like an OWC, and they do a whole week, and it's Monday to Friday, like 9 to 5 of all just nails. I done that. I'm actually looking into doing a bit more maybe with like, you know, the VT, CT, I think it is.
I was looking into that as
well. Yeah, I'm looking into that at the moment. So I could be going back doing more courses and a bit more kind of training and investing in myself a little bit more, because it's been a while. And I think sometimes you sign up for these things and you're a bit like, oh God, why have I put this like pressure, this like on myself? But I think it's good to be focused and like have a little bit of a drive.
If you don't, then you're just stuck and you're comfortable and you're never progressing or you're never moving forward. So
so that's
a good
the next
sign.
thing. Yeah, that's the next thing I'm looking into, to hopefully bring a bit more, even if it's like the education training with VT, CT or whatever it is. But yeah, this is the thing. I probably wouldn't have thought about that before the course. I just would have went in, done my job, went home, and just not thinking about growth all the time, where now I'm like, right, what could I offer? What could I do? What course can I do? Who can I ring? Who can I email that's going to bring more to young nails, kind of thing? And that's where the focus is now.
So you just have a one training academy, isn't it, in Blanchardstown?
Yeah, so we've done one in Blanchardstown, and then we do have a girl that looks after courses in Navan. We have a girl that's looking after courses in Cork. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to try. I'd love to have someone in Kerry, in like Galway, all the kind of start with the furthest away sort of counties, and try have someone there that's representing young nails. That'll be the goal. But for now, we've our main academy in Blanchardstown and Dublin. Yeah. Yeah,
and would you supply then obviously just mostly nail products or all beauty products?
So we kind of have like a little bit, but not like, it's mainly we've like callus peel, which is like a
pedicure,
like a pedicure stuff, for hard skin removal. So that's a big brand that we sell, and we like stock that in a couple of places and a few salons. And then anything and everything to do with nails, we obviously have Janice's brand there, which is the Perkies. But yeah, like 90% of it is nails. I suppose we never really got into like the lashes and things like that, because I suppose none of us are trained in it. It's not our area.
To be honest, though, I feel like when you're doing too many things, do you know?
Yeah, it's good to have a focus on something.
Yeah, sometimes I'm kind of like, because I kind of done loads of courses and like loads of different things, and I'm kind of like, I feel like I can't focus.
Yeah.
Do you know, you're kind of, I feel like I'm constantly doing like, trying to upskill on this and I'm going back to that. And do you know, where if you're just kind of specialising in one thing or a few things, like that's why I feel like sometimes I'm like, I think I need to drop something.
Yeah, and I think you always have a bit of a flair for something, like, you know, you could do,
like
it's like
there.
Even a hairdresser, they might be more into their colour or more into their upstyles or more into their cutting or more, you know, like things like that. So I think, you can do all the courses in the world, but you'll always have your one little thing that's your thing. So I suppose for us that was the nails, and we just kind of stuck with it. I'm sure over the years we've definitely like tried out a couple of little things, but nails has been the number one for us. Yeah.
And I think you mentioned earlier on to us, you have you got any kids?
Yeah, so I have one little boy, he's Ollie, so he's 2 now. Love him to pieces.
And do you find it hard managing work and stuff?
I would have at times, I suppose, when he was younger, not so much now, but my mum is great, Michael's sister is great, that's my husband. I actually got married last year. So thank you. And his sister helps me out. So I've been able, because I went back to work when Ollie was 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
So that's
what happens when you're self-employed.
Yeah, that's just part. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. So I was back when he was 6 weeks old. But I am very lucky. I've so much help, and like that, because I have that bit of flexibility. You know, if I really have to leave, or some days I might spend an extra hour in the office, but I'll leave earlier the next day, or like that, doing a bit from home. So again, I've been very, very lucky. But it can be hard to juggle it all.
That's what I'd be thinking. I'd be like, I'm actually scared to have kids.
Yeah, don't be.
Because I'm like, where do you find the time? I feel like I really don't have much time for myself.
As it is,
kind of. And then you're kind of like, if another person come into your
another
life.
responsibility.
Yeah.
But you know, it all works out because I was kind of worried about that. And actually, me and my sister, our babies are 4 weeks, like Ollie's 4 weeks older than her baby, and we were both working together like at the same time. It was just after COVID, and I was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We're both having babies, we're both trying to run the business, and like it always works out. It always works out. So yeah, don't be afraid.
So what would be your next goal then, and your next step then for Young Nails?
I suppose like more courses. I want fully booked courses. I want my courses to be booked out. I want us to be so busy. I want us to branch out into different counties. And probably like new product lines as well. So we have our main products, which is all Young Nails, but I've been working on kind of my own brand, which is a gel polish range, and it's called Nail Addiction. So that's something that I kind of worked on myself. So Young Nails is like a distribution, and we have that for Ireland. So I've been working on my own brand, which is Nail Addiction, and
have you got that out long? Have you?
So it's probably only about 8 months or so, and it's just gel polish that I have at the moment. But I really want to work on that and branch that out now. And
are you going to Biab and stuff?
Create kind of everything with that. So I've a couple of like product samples, things on the way. So you know yourself, it's getting product. It's a long process. So that's probably they're all the next goals, I suppose. Loads, but I'll get them.
And what did you say? These are 8 months now? Is that
right? 8 months. Yeah. So
and would you just go into any acrylic or anything like that?
Yeah, potentially, maybe down the line. I suppose Young Nails is kind of our number one, and it sells so well. Their products are amazing. They are like Young Nails products are so good. So I suppose the main goal for Nail Addiction is kind of whatever I can't offer with Young Nails, I'm going to be able to try offer it with Nail Addiction. So if there's anything I feel like Young Nails doesn't have, that'll be me force focus then for Nail Addiction. And it is a process, and you know, you're getting samples and you're trying them out, and then if you like them, you don't like them, you know, designing logos, there's such a process.
And then the pressure of like, oh my God, is it going to do well? Like, are people going to buy them?
Yeah.
I feel like with nails, like especially with like acrylic, and anyways, for me, I've used the one brand since I started.
Yeah.
And then I actually use yours as well, Cover Pink. I love that.
Cover Pink, it's our number one seller,
Yeah. And I feel like with nail stuff, I feel like it's where like you'd be afraid to try different ones.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like there's so many ones that are out there that are like, not, what word could I actually use? I'm like, not dodgy.
Yeah, you suppose not regulated or something, or you don't know
like
where it's coming from or what. Yeah, that does happen a lot with acrylic, because there is acrylics on the market that have a thing in it called MMA.
Yeah.
And it's nearly like what dentists use, like to create teeth and stuff. So it's so strong. So what happens if it goes on your nails and you give your nails a bang or like a whack or whatever? It
takes your whole nail away.
Yeah, but that's not meant to be in them. That's like it's practically illegal, I suppose. That was never in Young Nails products. So I think sometimes acrylic has a bit of a bad name because of that.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's so
with
many
older clients anyways. Yeah.
There's so many brands out there that their acrylic is perfect, but I just think we're a bit cautious.
We are a little bit scared and
cautious of it.
To be honest, I've tried a few as well. Obviously not yours or anything like that. But some of them weren't as great and all and stuff like that. And then you have problems, people like
if they're lifting, if they're coming back to you,
and then you're just kind of like, oh, I'm not even bothered to even try anything else. I would just stick to what I know.
You know what works. It's kind of like if it's not broke, don't fix it sort of a thing. And we would find that as well. I suppose what you train with, you tend to kind of stick with.
Yeah.
So that, I suppose, would be our motto for Young Nails, is like, the more people we have training with, the more people we have on board, it's going to just help the business grow. Because like that, if you train with Young Nails, you might stick with Young Nails because that's what you know. So for me, our big thing would be like our courses. That would be like my main priority. I think we had a chat ages ago when you were on the group and you were saying, I was saying to you, like, I think you should focus on your courses. I think they'll do well.
That's exactly what I've done there. Yeah, I had 11 girls in January, and amazing. I was just like, I was like, it's doing like we're busy. We're so busy, but the pricing of what you're charging for treatments.
Yeah.
I was just looking at me figures and stuff, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, where the training.
Where is the money coming from? Do you know? I was like, what makes sense?
Yeah, and because you're, I suppose, so experienced now, and you've invested like in yourself so much, it's like sometimes you might be wasted in a salon. You know what I mean? Because you've got so much experience and expertise to kind of give on to someone. So like your courses would sell out because people want to hear what hear what you have to teach them or whatever. So yeah, I remember chatting with you. I was like, go with your courses. I think that's where you'll make your money.
That's what I remember saying it to a few people, and they were all like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
They were like, why? Like, and the fear of like, I feel like when I done that, I was like, the fear of people thinking that like I was failing or something.
No.
But I was like, you know what, I'm doing what's right and like what is right for my business, and I'll actually be probably doing 10 times better.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I went with that. That's why I was like, I'll text because you were the only person in the chat that done kind of similar. It was similar,
yeah.
So I was like, I'll give Ciara a text
and see. Yeah. Now I
had a feeling that you were only kind of just focusing on training, because I was looking at a few different businesses that do kind of the same thing as me, and I was like, what are they focusing on? Ones that are obviously doing well, and I was like, none of them have salons.
No,
there's obviously a reason why.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It would be very hard to do both, I think. So yeah, I think, and I just think you probably feel even yourself, you get more out of training. Like when you see your girls like getting their certs and getting on, you feel better.
Or if you've taught somebody and they're doing really well, like you feel,
it's more fulfilling or something. Where you could probably do lashes, nails, all your treatments all day long with your eyes closed and your grand, where you're actually giving all your experience and your skills over to someone else, and then they go on and they can make a career or a job out of it. So it's definitely a more rewarding job, I think, when you're doing education.
I feel like at the end of every course I go into this, like I go talking about social media and stuff like that, and I define myself, I'm like, I'm 40 minutes in giving them a motivational speech of like, put yourself out there and all, and I'm like, they're probably thinking, is she alright?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think I probably need one of those motivational speeches myself, because I am kind of brutal with getting.
To be honest, I'm like, I need to. I half the time what I say, I'm like,
listen to yourself.
I'm like, why am I not doing this?
Yeah. Now I'd be probably a bit like that as well. I've no problem like chatting in a class, or I'm actually grand here chatting with you. But sometimes if it's like, get on your stories and do this, or do a TikTok or do a video, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do it. I don't know, I can't do it. But you just,
I think it's like thinking, what is this person going to think about it, or what is?
Yeah, it's the wrong way to think, but you just naturally think.
I put up a video of me dancing or something. I mean, Matt came up to me and was like, what? She's like, this is on your business page. And I was like, I know.
Yeah, but it's
like, you don't get it.
No, you just, you have to. So we are trying like in-house to be better with like content, with reels, because I do think you have to have a strong presence online nowadays.
I feel like you get forgetting about if you're not like.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, how many times even yourself have you been shopping, say, and you might have been like going to buy something or going to book something, then you've kind of forgotten, then later on you see something from them on your Instagram, and you're like, oh yeah, I actually forgot. I want to look into that, or I wanted to buy that. So you have to be kind of just lightly reminding your customers all the time. Here I am. I do these courses. I sell these products. If you're interested, like, here it is. So I do think, having to get my face on social media probably a little bit more is probably another goal. It just doesn't come natural to me, I don't think. So I just get a bit like nervous or something to go on the stories. But anyone that you talk to, it's like, get on your stories, people, because they want to know the people behind the brand. They want to know who you are. Yeah. So, sometimes you have to listen to what you're telling other people to do and just do it yourself.
That's something like, I'd be standing there, I'm like, I'm like a little hypocrite standing up here telling you to do all this. I'm like, that's what I'd be saying. I'm like, go on your stories, talk and all this. And then I'm like, I haven't done that in like 2 weeks. I haven't posted that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I know. I do the exact same thing. I just don't be on it enough, but we'll get there. We'll get there, definitely.
So as we're coming to the end of the podcast, so if anyone's looking for you, where could they find you?
So we have a website, it's www.youngnails.ie, Instagram, Young Nails Ireland. But yeah, I suppose just Google us, we should come up. But website is the main place. That's all our courses are on there. So you can book online, you can buy products online. There's a chat there that you can chat to us. And then Instagram, I normally look after the Instagram page. So DM us and yeah, any questions or anything.
Thanks for coming on. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah,
coming on the Force podcast episode.
Yeah, I know, mine too. So but it was brilliant. Yeah, just a big chat.
I know. So thanks so much for listening. If you're looking to reach out, you can find us on Instagram at Unlocked Potential or our website at demisnailsbeauty.ie. See you next time.